So welcome back. We're at the end of the neural network lecture, and we're back now with Wang. So Wei, can you tell us a little bit more about the type of research that you're doing and industry you're in? What are the major types of problems that your group and yourself are trying to solve?
Okay, so my research is mainly on system optimization for machine learning,
Mm.
especially for neural network models. For example, we try to speed up the training and inference of deep learning models. I also do some research on multimedia applications where we propose new neural network models to improve the accuracy of the applications, for example, for malware detection. Let me introduce one specific research problem I have been working on recently. It is about optimizing the memory of big neural networks. We know GPUs have limited memory. Then it is important to optimize the memory footprint to train big neural networks. We know neural networks models typically have many layers. The training algorithm visits these layers in sequence to forward propagate the data, and each layer does some transformation of the data. For example, the convolution layer and the pooling layer, they will transform the input feature into another format. And finally, we will reach the loss layer, which will compute the training loss of the input samples. Then the training algorithm will visit the layers in the reverse order to backpropagate the gradients of the training loss. One solution to reduce the memory footprint is to swap some intermediate data from the GPU to the CPU memory. After the layer is visited in the forward propagation, then we can free some GPU memory. Later, we swap these variables with the data back to GPU before the layer is visited in the backward propagation. This idea is similar to a swap data from CPU to disk. The research challenge here is to decide which variable to swap and when to do the swapping.
Right. I think this is a very interesting system architecture design. And now that our students have learned a bit about backpropagation and forward propagation, you can see the meshing between system architectures and systems research with neural network learning. Our class, of course, we're more concerned about the algorithms and the applications. Next week in week 9, we're going to be looking at deep learning proper through the two applications of sequential learning and learning on array, especially for vision, right? Because vision is basically images. And so we're going to be looking at CNNs and RNNs for those two applications. So until then, thanks for joining our lecture. And I again, thank you, Wei, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all next week.